I will reveal to you my 106k a day secret sales script that's much better than Jordan Belfort's own sales script. And if you don't watch this video, you're going to be always wondering why you always suck at sales and closing deals. So let's go straight to the point. If you don't know me, my name is Elites, and I'm 22 years old from Finland, and I wasn't always this guy who has made multiple seven figures in his career at so young age. Because to be honest, I was still living in my parents' basement and working 9 to 5. I felt like I was underpaid still about a year ago. How this sales script works is that the most important thing, without sales script in mind, is understanding the fundamentals, the principles, the values. So, few points. Number one thing in closing deals is conviction. And if you don't believe in it, you will not sell anything. What I mean by this? Let's say you love burgers and you hate eating carrots. So let's say you start to selling carrots. How would you sell carrots? You wouldn't be motivated to sell carrots. But let's say you love burgers and you know that you're the world's greatest chef for making burgers of all time. How would you talk? How would you sell? You would be selling, bro, you need to buy this burger. It's the greatest burger I've ever made in my life. You'd have very strong conviction. And that's super important in sales. So number one, conviction. Number two, you need to actually care about the prospect we're talking to. Why? Because when you open a call, the prospect will smell if you are there only for the money. So you need to actually care. Best way to show that you care is actually listen. Don't focus on reading the script. Don't focus on following the process. Actually listen what he's talking, because you need to make sure that the prospect feels like he's understood. And the best way for someone to feel like understood is by listening. So listen. Number three is simple. You need to have product that's elite, because if it's not elite, if it's not high ticket, number one, it's usually not good. Number two, you don't make enough commission. Number three, it's very hard to sell. Okay? So when the product you're selling is elite, then it's much easier to sell using the sales script, because it doesn't always matter about the sales script if the product you are selling is not elite. Let's say you sell some bullshit. If you sell some bullshit for wrong price to wrong people that doesn't solve a problem, that you don't feel ethical selling about, you will not succeed with the sales script I'm going to reveal to you. So okay, now you understand a few principles. Let's move to the sales script. There's no sales script. You're thinking about sales script? There's no sales script. There's sales process. There's kind of like frameworks. I call it CDSP method. And what it means is that current situation, desired situation, then stopping, and the pitch method. And how it works is that first you start a call by asking about current situation. What is it currently? Why has he tried it before? Why now? Why this thing? Why he didn't succeed before? What did he try before? Has he invested in before? How long has been in the market? All these qualifying questions. You need to ask a lot of questions. You should be talking basically only 20% of the call, and the prospect should be talking 80%. Okay? So that's super important. And then when you have found out his current situation, then you move to the desired situation. Okay? And by the way, in current situation, number one thing that you're trying to find is pain, problem. If there's no problem, there's no sale. Business is about solving problems. In sales, you're solving problems. You get paid, but the problem is solved. And that's the reason I made 106k a day, because I'm solving very big problem for consultants and for closers and for 9 to 5ers. Okay? Then we move to the goals. Desired situation, CD, desired situation. Desired situation means what is the goal we're trying to achieve? Like why we are in this call. Let's say someone who is beginner, he wants to make his first 10k per month. You ask him how your life would be different at 10k per month. I would travel and blah blah blah. He tells the reasons, okay? once of those reasons, you need to listen and ask him, okay, like how his life will be different at his goal. Then you ask more questions. Why is this goal important? Then you move to the stop. Okay, let's say you're selling agency services. You're selling short form content. Okay? What's the biggest thing that's stopping you to scale with short form content on your own? The biggest problem I have with short form content is that like it's very time consuming. Gotcha. He tells you like I don't know how to do it, who to do it with, when to do it, all that stuff. You need to make prospect believe. So in stopping part, you need to find what's stopping him to do it on his own. And he needs to tell you why he can do it on his own. If he doesn't tell you, there's no problem. There's nothing stopping him. So he can just do it on his own. So that's the same reason we need to ask this question. If he believes that he can do it on his own, he will never buy from you. Then, next thing, basically, current situation, desired situation, what's stopping him, and then we move to pitching part. In pitching part, you say sentence, I help X avatar to achieve Y result using Z framework. And typically my best clients are X, Y, and Z thing. Okay? Then you need 3 steps. And there's 3 steps for you to scale to 10K TikTok followers. Number 1, you need to have specific short form content strategy. Number 2, you need to know like actually when to post, how to post, what hashtags to use, all that stuff. And number 3, you need to then scale different channels. Doesn't matter, you know? Once you have achieved these 3 steps, then what you do is you ask him, okay, what specific questions do you have on that? And he will tell you, like how much? You say like, no worries, money aside, you know? Like what specific questions do you have on this? We can cover the price in a moment. So then what you do is that you just basically explain to him the questions he has. And after you answer the questions, then you basically move to deliverables. Okay, so how this works is this way, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. Then you ask him, do you see how this will help you to achieve your goal with short form content? Yes. Okay, why? You ask him why. Then he tells you more. And after that, you say to him like, gotcha. So this is all you're getting. This thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. You stack the deck. Ding, ding, ding. After that, you ask him like, okay, from scale 1 to 10, 10 being like this perfect, 1 is like, I think it's trash, where we land. Here's to you 7, you say, what would it take for you to go from 7 to a 10? You answer, done. He tells you 10, gotcha. Then you're finally ready to drop the price. How you drop the price? You just say, okay, the investment is X. That's it. After that, he will say to you, and you think about it, you just ask him curiously, like, what do you think about, you know? Then you get these objections, you know? These are the objections. I don't think this is right for me. It's not a real objection. You need to actually understand, like, where it's coming from. And that's why you should be doing this whole framework step by step. And if you fuck up some step, at the end, you get objections. So for example, nowadays, like I don't get objections because I know how this process works and I'm ticking kind of like boxes, you know, but it has become subconscious because I'm part of like, I believe the script needs me, then I need him, you know, that's my mindset. And I just know this inside out, this whole thing. So I don't need to really like use script. I don't need to use anything. But as a beginner, you should be kind of like train, number 1, train with your script. Number 2, basically slowly take away your script and then start practicing without script. And then it will just become part of you. Now, because I'm world's greatest closer of all time, I don't need to use script. Real elite closers, they don't use scripts. For example, Chad landed 6-figure remote career in 28 days. Like he's not using any scripts. He understands my CDSP framework, you know? For example, like before he started in closing, he didn't know what he was doing. He was just, you know, just like working 9 to 5. And now he's using my script and he's right now making 6 figures with his new career that he got in 28 days. Here's the proof. If you want to see his, for example, interview, check the interview. And yeah, by the way, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more about like sales, how to close deals, all that stuff, then what I want you to do is just subscribe, and yeah, see you next one.